Hello! Welcome to a beautiful episode of the Ariana Show. I've got Grant right down here. I've got Athelis right down there.
Hey, Athelis.
Yeah, so we got, they look a little bit alike now that Grant doesn't have any hair anymore.
That's right.
Because, yeah, Grant, do you wanna talk a little bit about what you did with your hair?
Yeah, so I was really upset about how it looked when it was completely shaved off. So I actually went and got some transplant work done. So you can see it's come back pretty full. I also really liked Athelis's beard, so I thought I'd give that a try. This is actually not a real beard. Back from my theater days, there's a little bit of liquid latex going on to make this work, so I hope it looks all right.
Back in your theater. You also have a really nice background right now. Definite improvement.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I know, right? It's pretty cool. I went down to a collector's shop and spent a lot of money on getting these collector's editions, let me tell you.
Yeah, okay. So no, we have some sad news. I think Grant has fallen asleep on us, as in he didn't show up. I think it might be nerves or just still insecure about the hair look. But we do have Athelis here. Athelis, thank you so much. I'm going to swap us to that beautiful scene where we are just a lot bigger. Here we go.
Yes, let's do that.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know which one to close, but let's try this.
Yeah, this one
so
works.
There it is.
This one works. Athelis, can you tell everyone in the chat who you are and why you are here?
Hi, I'm Athelis. I was World of Warcraft's first streamer 17 years ago, before Twitch existed, and then I quit streaming for 10 years, so you've never heard of me. I've been working with Ariana on the Echo production, and just really happy to be here. I've been working with Warcraft for a really long time.
Yeah, yes, because you have before the light just turned on.
It happens once a month, and of course it happens in the first 5 minutes.
All the time.
Stream.
Do you have Elgato?
Yes.
Key light? Is that the Elgato?
I actually don't.
Light? Oh
no, I have an off-brand. Does Elgato do that?
Oh, yeah. My left one.
Okay.
So I took it in a suitcase with me one day. And ever since, I think something broke. And ever since that moment, just once every blue moon, it just turns randomly off and then turns on super bright again.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
Well, it just happened.
Yeah, that happens to Elgato and the fake ones, I guess.
It's super weird.
I'm spam pinging Grant in Discord right now, says Swaj. Good, do that.
Yeah.
I've called him on Discord. I've spammed him on Discord. I've spammed him on Twitter. I think he's sleeping. I don't know. Or he's just
also.
Yeah.
Waj, I think it's really important that you know that Ariana is super nervous when you're around because I don't know. I thought that was funny.
This is private information.
That's true.
All right, so we were talking while the intro was on, and then I saw Wash typing, and I was like, "Oh no! Oh, it's okay. Okay, we're good." Not because I think Wash is like intimidating or something like that. Don't get me wrong, but we are talking about Echo today. Wash is of Echo, and I don't know what this guy's gonna say. I don't know what this person's gonna say.
Listen, Ariana told me this was like a tell-all about the production, so I'm here to talk about it. Should be fun.
Okay, but you were actually not in the production room. So for those who are okay, Ariana, tell us a little bit about why this random person is in your stream right now. So I was the host for Echo, for the Race to World First, and Athelis was one of the casters. And I kind of want to talk about what it is to be a host. And I wanted to interview one caster. I wanted to interview one caster.
Just one.
Just one. About the difference. Because I was in the venue. Athelis was at home. Even though, and I found out about this just a few minutes ago, we were supposed to be swapped. It used to be. Yeah. So Athelis was actually... Oh, oops, I'm moving my camera. Athelis was actually supposed to be a host, but because of COVID and flying from far away land, because you're American, right?
Yes, I'm Floridian.
Floridian, yeah. So that wasn't really possible. I was originally hired as a caster, but then there was a swap because I could go to the venue and Athelis couldn't. So yeah, how does that feel, Athelis, that I yoinked that from you?
Well, it felt okay, and then you bragged about like being on site, and then everyone's talking about being in Switzerland and like where they were going and drinking and all this, and I was like, oh god, this is it's like FOMO, you know what I mean? Like fear of missing out or whatever. So, oh yeah, and you got the damn signed poster. Thanks.
Yes, I did. Also, I signed it. This was my very first time I got to actually sign a poster. I felt so pleased.
I got it. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it.
welcome.
I definitely when everyone was talking about claiming the posters, I was like, oh, it's awful. This is terrible.
I'm
But
not
then
toxic.
I sent Preheat the video. I think it was was it Ueli? I can't remember. I sent one of them the video with the chocolate milk dump while everybody was out partying, and apparently they shared it around or something. So it's like, oh, I get to feel like I'm there for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I
So,
wasn't
yeah.
actually there for that. I went because
Oh.
that was the day that was that the day that it
That was the day of
after
the
the
kill?
victory. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So they were all out till who knows when. Yeah.
I thought that the day after I had to like be on camera again. So I was like a good little girl, went to my hotel room as soon as I could, and I slept so hard while everyone was partying.
Right.
So that was
Nice.
kind of good. I mean, I did party, like I was there for the food and I was there for like the after party, but the after party was actually in the hotel. That was really
Oh.
nice because I got to just
That's
like
cool.
take an elevator down to my floor and I was sleeping like a a
Nice.
good one. Yeah.
I just assumed everybody was out at clubs and things. So, you know, my interpretation of what I was missing out on was probably like way more extreme than it really was.
Nah, the thing is, like, it did happen. Obviously, I mean, if you are the world first, then you deserve the party, right? I think that there
Right.
was some partying going on because the day after, everyone was lost. Like, we were like,
Mhm.
where are the players? Where are they?
Yeah.
Where is this person? Where's that person? They all slept in like so hard.
Yeah,
Well
because
deserved,
we
of
thought we were
course.
going to do a wrap up stream, and then we had to like push it out an extra day because everybody was still asleep.
And
So,
you know what?
which
That
made
was
sense.
totally, that was totally
It
fine.
worked out great.
But yeah, and I had an extra day to like prep myself. I did not know
Yeah.
that I had to host though. Like I was maybe I was thinking maybe that will happen, maybe not. So the last day, like that day that we were like raiding together, I am
Yeah.
not wearing any makeup. I look back at the
Well.
clips and I'm just looking at me and I'm just like, oh boy,
Yeah.
oh, I should have just taken some makeup with me. I should have taken some makeup with me. It was not,
funny.
yeah, it was not. But then again, it was just like, I think that was 5 minutes. So that was good. That was good.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. It was just
pissing
introducing.
ourselves watching the video. Actually, I do have the video as well.
Oh God.
This is actually a clip from the twitch.tv/echo_esports. So shout out to that. We're going to this specific
go
page
again.
for that. Here we go. Are you ready to see you suffer one more time?
Yep. Can't wait.
This is the first time I'm watching this with a sound. Just so you
Oh,
know.
oh.
Yeah, because I could not, when I was sitting in front of the camera, I could only hear production and you guys. I could
Okay.
not hear what was actually on the stream. So here we go. Let's watch. This was for charity. Let's watch Athelis
Yes.
die.
By the way, never pour icy cold liquid on your head for 30 seconds straight, and we'll get
This is gonna stink so much.
My wife was very interested in doing
There you go.
this.
Oh, it's so thick.
Oh no.
It's so thick.
So
So thick.
it was so cold.
Like you were getting brain freeze from this, right?
I was. Holy shit. Okay, so here's the thing. When it was in the fridge, like both of these. By the way, there's more, guys. If you didn't know, these were in the refrigerator, and so it turns out when you pour, because your refrigerator is like really close to like 2 degrees Celsius or so, right? And so when you pour this on your head, like it does it causes brain freeze, especially when it's continuous pour. And she was
Yeah.
like hitting my bald spot in the back of my head that
Yeah.
is somewhat visible, and yeah, it really it actually does hurt.
Oh no, yeah. You were also walking away at one point, and then your
I
girlfriend
was.
Was it your girlfriend? Or
My wife,
Your
yeah,
wife.
my wife,
Your wife was
yeah.
like, "Come back here. I'm not done yet. Come back. Come
Yeah,
back."
she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
She made
yeah.
me come back over and finish the job. So there it is. Yeah, it
You
was
didn't get ill, right?
no, I did not get ill, thank God. I definitely immediately after that though got in the shower. Like she was like, "You need to go in the shower with all your clothes on because you stink." And yeah, so but it was good. It was a good thing to do for charity. It was a lot of fun, and it
Yeah.
wasn't permanent. I didn't lose my eyebrows or my hair or anything like that. So it was the least I could do. It was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but
And we
it
should
was
have-
painful.
Yeah, we should have some claps in the chat for Atlas, guys. Because
Oh, goodness.
that was even though I dyed my hair for charity, I think yours was worse. Yours was like more damaging.
I think mine was worse because
Yeah.
I mean the red hair at least looks good, right? It's not like you're eyebrowless or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
Oh yes. Oh,
Yeah.
would you have done that? Would you have shaved your eyebrows if that was like if you were
no.
no?
Look, it takes a lot of work to get thick, bushy eyebrows like this, and that doesn't grow back super fast. So
That's true.
you gotta keep it real. Yeah.
And what about your beard? Would you have shaved that one?
Oh God. Listen, I don't. There are pictures of me pre-beard, and I don't know. Maybe I might have. So I actually grew my beard when my daughter was born. So I had a month that I took off work when she was born to kind of help out with everything, and I just, you know what, I'm just gonna try not shaving. And so my beard is as old as my daughter. So if I shaved it off, that would feel a little strange. My daughter wouldn't recognize me. She's never actually seen
True.
me without a beard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Like I remember, so my dad had a mustache for the longest of
Yeah.
time, and then he cut it off, and it was just like, it's so weird. It wasn't my dad
Yeah.
no more.
it becomes part of your identity, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, but let's talk a little bit about what it was like to cast for Echo, because you were originally hired as a host.
Yeah.
Which is very different than casting. Maybe maybe you can say a little bit about that for those who are like, what's the difference? I don't know.
Yeah, because chat, I find that chat on esports events doesn't always know the difference between a host and like an analyst or a caster or something like that, right? So your host. I mean, I'll tell you what your job was, Ariana, if you want.
And then I'll see if that's what I did.
Okay. So the host. So in a lot of esports events, right, everyone's on site. And so what does the host do on site if everybody else is on site? Because the big difference here was you were on site. So you did all the things that a host would do, but you also had the unique position of like being the only one on site. And so like a host has always been they introduce the event. They bring people in and out of breaks typically. Usually, so there are circumstances where a host will be by themselves, where they're maybe interviewing a player before or after an event. But then there's also where a host is on the desk with other people. And so the host is keeping the segments flowing. They're asking the questions to keep the conversation moving. They're making sure that every caster gets heard. So they make sure to like rotate off between people. And then ultimately there's some hype. It's not play-by-play calling hype, but it's like get excited for the event and all those things. So they're kind of the glue that brings the whole event together on camera, I guess you could say.
Mm.
Is that what you did?
Is that what I did? The thing is, yes and no. Yes, that's what I tried to do.
Okay. I think you did
However,
great.
thank you. However, I think the fact that their casters were all at home made that very hard.
Yeah. Yes, agreed.
Because there were like I was in a production room, right? And we were trying to figure out how do we transition between the casters if the raiders are pulling? Because the idea was I would be in between two casters and like introduce them, properly talk a little bit, and then I'm out again, right? However, players just kept pulling. They kept pulling. There was no like calm between two casters. They had breaks, of course, but that was during one casters who were having their shift, and then in between two caster shifts there was no break. So we could have done what the plan was, and it could have put me on, and we could have missed a kill, right? So we didn't do that. It was actually it was interesting because obviously I was there to host, and I think I did that, especially like towards the end when there was on the Sylvanas boss and everything. There was definitely like some space for that then, but I was also And I kind of like that part of the production team a little bit, because I had so much
Yeah.
like time in between that I helped out modding. I helped out just like getting the players their drinks, which was kind of fun actually. Just like going
Okay.
to the bar back and forth. I liked that a lot. And just you saw it all from the producer's perspective. And just
That's cool.
work-
So you got some
yeah.
experience on other things. That's
I
awesome.
learned so much about that, like about like what the producers were doing, and it was really nice because I was in chat, right? I was like seeing chat, and chat had some like saw stuff that maybe we couldn't see, and I could be the voice between the chat and the production. I was like, hey, chat says this. Do we need to?
Yeah.
And then
That's very much a
sometimes
producer role.
Yeah, and it was kind of fun because they actually listened. We were all like working together, and it was so cool. And I think that definitely was an experience on its own. I think I got a little bit of everything, which was pretty cool.
That is awesome. And
Yeah.
I find that as talent, like as a host or as a caster, it helps to understand kind of like what production's needs are and what they're going through, because then it helps you be a better host or a better, on-screen person as well. So
Yeah.
like that, not only does that help you if you ever wanted to do that role, but it also helps as a host, like being able to understand their needs. So I think that's really cool.
You froze for a second, but you're back.
Did I? I know.
Yeah, but we can still hear you. That's why we're actually using Discord, and the camera is on a different website. We're using Discord for audio because I know this sometimes freezes. It's crazy.
That's all good. It's funny.
Hold on, I need to wink at chat for a sec. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
I sometimes have to do that.
Oh,
Tell me, like, have you casted before this?
yeah, I have. So I've casted and I've hosted too. So my hosting experience was the first ever BlizzCon 2005. I led a team that was the on-site presence for BlizzCon. This was before they did the virtual tickets. That was like my first hosting gig ever. But that was like 16 years ago. And then I kind of after that did a little bit of work at some other conventions, did some on-site like radio stuff, but not necessarily on video. And then 2010 with the Wings of Liberty beta for StarCraft, I actually did play-by-play for StarCraft 2 during the beta. Did that for about 6 months. Kind of dropped off the face of the earth for like 8 years. Went and like did a whole non-gaming career thing. Like it was interesting. I know, right?
Oh.
Gross.
Gross.
And then about 2 years ago hosted another BlizzCon live stream for a bit, and then just did the first Race to World first for Echo for Nathria, so that was really cool. Did some casting there with Kexman on every shift, and then did this one. So
Every
I've done a
shift?
little bit of everything.
You had every shift. What
Well, I
does
had
that
every
mean?
shift with Kexman.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was like,
Where
I'm
this
doing
time
it
we like
all
rotated
alone.
through people. Yeah, I know. Like 16 hours a day. You have no idea. That Waj, like he will work your butt off. Like you have to really push back or else he'll just ask the world of you.
It's
That's
like
not
a
true.
whip.
Waj is actually like, he's like the best talent manager I've ever worked with actually, because he's like super understanding of what talent's needs are and things. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Have you ever like with the this is probably the answer is yes, but I'm just gonna ask it with the risk of sounding really stupid. Have you ever like had a production in your ear the way that we had production in our ear this event? Because that was something special for me.
Yes, I have. Yeah. So I did for Nathria with Echo. So they did that there. And then, at the BlizzCon events, we had kind of production, not only in our ear, but the nice thing about the BlizzCon one too, is like our producers were like right there with us the whole time as well. So it was very similar like that. But even for the remote events that I've done, like with Echo, we had them in the ear. So that was really cool.
I
I like that a lot.
I have a story to share. Let me find my fake microphone.
Oh, great. Tell us.
I have a fake microphone. I can't find my fake microphone. I'll use this. All right.
Okay.
So I was holding the microphone like this, right? And there was some like sound going wrong. And I'd learned after the first day of speaking like this that I had to
eat the microphone.
it will put it under your chin so that the p and this don't sound like I'm not even gonna do
Poppy.
it. Yeah. But I was holding it like this, thinking I was being super professional, right? And in my ear, I heard production say microphone higher. And I was like, this is already really high, but okay. Like, I'll do it higher, okay.
Yeah.
So, and then it was really good that I was at the venue because like one of the production people went like wormed itself out of shot in front of me, you know, like under
That's
the
funny.
camera, and just went like, and I was like, and then the sound was good. So it's definitely helps that if you're like at the venue, else I would have just not gotten it because it's like I'm holding it as high as I can. I can't go higher. It will be in my nose. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's production.
Yeah, that was
They,
super.
They do, production does whatever it takes to make everything better, right? Like they've got great stories. Great stories.
Yeah.
My dad was a production manager for like a big like 40,000 seat amphitheater type situation. And he used to teach people like how to go up in the rafters and like, cause you think like, 200 feet in the air kind of thing. And I remember the story he always told me about like, training people that like they really have to trust their like rigging and everything when you're up there. And he would just literally fall off the beam and like drop and it would catch him kind of thing. So I've always, ever since then, production, all the stories I hear about production and the crazy things they do to make the production better are always really amusing to me.
Yeah. You don't realize, at least you hope you don't realize it as a viewer, right? But like so much, it was so interesting. So much is happening and so much matters as well. Like what I've really learned is that every small detail matters.
Yeah.
Even
it does.
Yeah. Even how you react to certain things, or when I watched back, like luckily there was a lot of moderators that are like really quick with the band hammer, so people were very, very like I didn't see a lot because I didn't see it live, but just when I look back at how I did stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure if that was good. That was also when chat was like, ooh, oh, girl, no, Luckily it was only the first day because it was just nerves, right? It was just nerves. It was not good.
No, you're not telling. Nobody had anything negative to say. I hope. I don't know. Like they were really quick on it.
The thing is, like, luckily, like chat in general, like Echo chat in general, was really nice. And when I was really nervous the first day, they reacted as like, "Oh, this girl is so cute," instead of, "Oh my god, what a shit host," right? So that was. I was happy about that because I was actually warned beforehand that was not what chat was going to be like. Like I remember Grant warning me, like, don't be on Twitter. You don't watch.
Don't go.
People are rude. You get death threats and all that. That's like the warnings that I got like beforehand. But in the end,
the worst I got was, "Oh, Grant's here," and then no one said anything about me. So that was about it.
Honestly, in chat's defense, was that after there was almost a kill?
Oh, he did a really good job.
Because I think that were like 80,000 people watching Grant lose his mind.
Yes.
So if you then later come with someone who's
I know you have to follow that
been with 80,000 people and then you go back to 20,000 and 80, like then there's a bigger chance that people already know Grant.
That's true. True.
Because
no, he did a good job though. That's legendary. Like that will go down in like best calls of Warcraft.
I actually Grant is not here right now, so this was actually a clip that I wanted to share with his consent, but he's not here right now, so I'm just gonna do it anyway, right? This is a clip, and I'm sorry you have no audio, so I will just have to like summarize it for you afterwards. But this is a clip of Grant right after Echo found out that it was 45% instead of 50%.
From Fat Boss TV. Guys, I have no words for how amazing tonight was. I really don't. I'm close to tears because of it. Me and Sake are heartbroken that we didn't get to see what was deserved today. And if what we think is going to happen, it's not going to be right. So thank you so much. We're going to head off and go to bed. We both return tomorrow.
So I don't know if you could hear that if you had the stream open or not, but this was Grant saying, okay, heartbroken. Like, he was honestly fighting tears. And this was the second time he was fighting tears on the Echo stream, because before that, while he was getting his hair shaved, I swear I saw some tears.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I swear he was crying. So yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of have a sense of what he was going through. So there's bucket list items for play-by-play callers, and one of them is to call the win of a game, or the win of a championship, or the win of something, right? And so, like with Nathria, I don't know. So for those of you that watched Castle Nathria, like I'm sure some people were there for this, right? Like it came down to the end on Denathrius. You had Limit and Echo both under 5%, right? And they were both going back and forth, and it was amazing to call that. It was amazing because I was the caller at the time. It was Kexman and I were on there calling these attempts under 5% for both teams. And like the energy was there. You had the 80,000 people there. Like everyone's like going crazy about it. And then when Limit gets the kill and you're just like, oh, and you feel the disappointment, because you felt the disappointment of the players too. Because not only, did we as casters have the main stream open, but of course we had like multiple tabs with other players, and you just see the defeat. You see the on people's faces. And so I kind of have a sense of what Grant was feeling at that moment, because it's like, because he was assuming, we all assumed, like, where the hell are they going to get another 5% damage? But of course, credit to the team, credit to the analysts. They found it. They found the 5%. But at the moment, you're like, there's no way this is possible, which means it's going to go to a reset, which means Limit's going to get the kill. So that was the kind of progression that he was going through.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, but it was actually your shift.
Well,
actually,
yeah,
for
it
those
was.
like, people probably don't know this, but it was Athelis and
Fat Boss
Alex.
Yep.
It was their shift, but Grant and Steakloins were like this close to the kill, and they didn't want to leave. They were like, "Tie me to the chair. I'm not leaving. I'm not closing this
Well,
browser."
and I was like, it's fine. I was like, it's fine. I was like, look, if we can just double my Twitter following right now, you can keep your shift. And so they did. And then I got like 100 new followers. And like,
I was actually one of those new followers.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I heard that, and I was like, oh, am I even following it? Oh no, I'm not following them. Oh, oops. And then I was like,
That's
okay, let me
funny.
quickly do that now, and I get buried in all the follows, right? So that he doesn't know that I didn't follow him yet. But now I'm
That's
telling you,
awesome.
so that's a bit awkward anyway.
No, I noticed. No, it's
Oh,
okay.
no.
That's-
Have
probably
you
wasn't
actually
following
gotten
you
a
either.
lot of new Twitter engagement and followers and stuff like that?
I have, yeah. It's been interesting, right? Because my Twitter account's like 12 years old, but I have less than 1,000 followers, and it's only because like So here's the thing: I've always been like ahead of every technology trend, but then I've also been really behind. Like I was streaming before Twitch was a thing. I actually, but then like I've gone the other way too, and been like, I'm not going to create a Facebook account. I've got MySpace. Why would I need that? And then like I created a Twitter, and I'm like, why would I engage on Twitter? I've got Facebook. And stupidest, like I'm always behind as well.
I feel that a little bit. Like I should be on YouTube right now.
Right. No,
I'm
that's
not.
exactly right. Like I was creating videos in like the aughts or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Twitter, actually, I had 1,600-ish followers, and my average like engagement was like 30 likes. I went up to, and let me check the latest 2,619. So
Holy
it's 1,000 extra. And now
Wow.
my tweets have an engagement of, let me check the last tweet, 218 likes, 645
Okay.
likes.
Just imagine if I had been an on-site host, what could have happened? I'm just kidding.
Okay, let me analyze for you. Okay, I'm gonna help you out
Okay,
here.
please.
I'm gonna give
Let's
you
break it
Twitter
down.
lessons because I am a guru now.
Oh, thank you.
So your tweets, right, are about
Yeah.
beef and bean burritos. Okay, so like not even lying, guys. Last tweet, burritos, beef and bean burritos. Here we go.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So
That was a terrible moment. That was
and
a
my
terrible
tweets are like oh, Race World this, Race the World First that, Echo this, casters, hosters that. You know, I'm, you know.
It's true. It's true.
So
My tweets can sometimes be controversial too. So that's hilarious.
yeah. Someone in chat's actually asking if you already did the milk. We did just show the chocolate milk video, but that would be a great tweet. Remember this, guys? Insert GIF of you getting a lot of chocolate milk over your face. Bet your butt that gets over 100 likes.
Hey, it might. So what was weird was like I actually did link to the clip on the Echo channel, but that didn't get a lot of engagement. So I don't know. Go figure.
Wait, what? You what?
I don't know. I did like so it was.
What did
it
you? Sorry,
wasn't
could you
really
repeat it? I didn't hear it.
Oh yeah, I actually did link to the clip at one point, and it didn't. I didn't get a ton of engagement. So go figure.
But did you like put in just the link of the clip, or did you download the clip and upload it as a video? Because it's a big difference.
Yeah, I didn't do that. You're right.
Big
I'm terrible.
difference.
I'm
People
terrible
don't
at social
click
media. I need to
links.
hire a social media manager.
I know a good one. Works for Echo. It's,
Yourself?
No,
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
I don't. No, I'm not the Echo tweeter. No, Dippin.
Oh yeah. I
Although
heard
she's
that.
not the manager. She's the strategistic manager.
Strategist, yeah.
Yeah, that one. No,
Very
I
cool.
shouldn't.
No,
yeah.
I do need to do more. So the first thing was just tweeting more often, right? And so I've tried to make sure that I have something every day, but that doesn't always mean the quality is that great, I guess. So I don't know. A lot of it's also just engaging with other people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about learning about Twitter and stuff. What else did you learn from casting
else
for
did I
Echo? Because I learned a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. What did I learn? So I learned that I need to improve my game knowledge a bit. I've been playing forever, and so you know a lot of general concepts, but like the meta just changes every single tier. I mean, and that's obvious, right? But I need to do a little bit more studying up on why people bring certain classes and things like that. But like as far as the actual encounters, there was no issues there. That was probably the biggest thing that I learned. What else? I learned not to take 2 a.m. Shifts for casting. That was a thing. So,
Yeah.
What about you?
I get that. I learned that Grant is waiting for us.
Oh,
That's what I
there you
learned.
go.
So I'm gonna drag him into the voice. Hello.
Here he comes.
Hello.
What's up, Grant?
Grant. Oh. Hold on. Could you try to join again, because it sounded like a fart and then I couldn't accept you.
Oh no! Knock.
Knock. I'll let you in, my friend. Wait. There.
There.
Sorry.
There he is.
You're
I'm
inverted.
not Grant.
It says.
Oh no! I'll fix it. Wait. I don't know how to fix it. Oh, there you go.
Sorry, I
Grant's
slapped.
coming through double.
It's okay. It's okay. Welcome, Grant. It is totally
Hello.
fine. I actually had a really good conversation with Atlas.
Yeah, I'm about to ruin that.
Oh, you need to mute yourself in Werribee for a sec.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Thank you. Loud.
Loud.
Grant. Hello.
Loud.
Good morning.
Hello.
Is this usually your
morning.
time of waking up?
No, I had a migraine last night, so
Oh,
I haven't done my lights. I haven't done anything. I'm really sorry.
don't worry about
Look, you
that.
see, my light is literally here. It's meant to be here. Hello. Oh my god, I haven't got a voice.
I should probably shave my hair, guys, because if Grant can literally wake up and join a stream with camera and look fine,
I did.
I think I need to also shave my head.
I'll
because
turn my volume down.
I actually I'll actually up Atlas. I think that's better.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't change nothing.
Or maybe not
Either
a good
way.
idea. Wait a second.
I'm gonna.
I'm good either way.
There we go. I actually got a picture of what I look like if I would be bald. So you guys want to see it?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
It's this was something that someone in my community made. I had a little challenge with a green screen, and people could like edit it. Instead of editing a super cool
brave.
background for my green screen, they just kept the green screen. Oh, oops.
Oh.
Straight over your head. Well, that ruined that one. Something's not right. This
Why
is-
did Atlas just become a pair of boobs?
I did.
One second.
decent
Holy
look for
crap,
me.
Ariana. Oh, okay. And this is why I'm not Akub's production team, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is.
All right. Wait 1 second.
Hi, Atlas.
What's up, buddy? How are
leave me
you?
alone.
Tired.
It's funny. The last conversation I had with Grant was, I think this is it. I don't know. I guess I'll see you around. I don't know when we'll get to be on stream together again. And here we are.
And
10
now
years
here we
later,
are.
so.
You can't
Here
get
we
rid
are.
of him.
Let me just
This
live
production,
edit this.
Ariana.
Yeah, this like live editing just shows that you know what you're doing. Look,
I'm
boom.
actually
Yeah.
impressed.
Thank you.
That's what that means.
Bam.
Yeah.
All right, and now for what we actually spoke about. Boom. Me bald.
It actually looks hella good.
There it is.
I honestly don't think that the back of my head looks like this. I don't think so. I think that it's a bit bigger. I have an egg-shaped head.
I have got the biggest melon
Yeah.
head in the world. Like, I can't wear hats.
Yeah.
Like-
Same, actually. I just
You
finally.
got a big
for the
old noggin
first
as well,
time ever-
Atlas?
I do.
Yeah, but
I
yours
just
is-
finally, for the first time ever, found a cap that would actually like.
Yours
Go
is
on.
like all brain. Like,
Yeah, that's
Why-
true.
mine is all dumb jokes and bad ideas.
Well, you have to fill the brain with something. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
it's knowledge, sometimes it's entertainment value. So I think you picked out the good one.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you definitely did.
Grant, you actually missed a video of yourself
what did I do?
crying
I
on
cry a lot.
stream. Yeah.
Why was I
Hmm.
crying?
You were crying because Echo had just found out that it wasn't at 50%.
Oh, I
And
didn't.
you missed. Well, you were
Oh.
like the clip was literally called "Crying Grant." So,
You don't know what I did.
And because so
But
therefore
anyway-
it must be true because it said it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
because you missed it, I have another video of you
Oh,
that you will not miss.
Can I swear here? I haven't
Yeah.
asked any of the rules.
It
Okay,
is
good.
not an
We can get
18
it.
plus channel, so no talk about.
I'm not gonna. I might just say.
But
Bum.
you can say bum. You can also call my chat motherfuckers. That's allowed here.
Mm.
I already have.
Here we go.
Oh, that's good.
This is the clip. You'd have to
Oh,
listen to
for
my
God's
stream though if
sake.
you want to hear what you're, what
I
you're saying.
don't.
Production, please get the picture of this.
This is the.
I look pretty good.
You do look pretty good.
That is one good dad.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is.
Which
Here it comes.
You absolute prick.
Now keep in mind,
Oh no.
you absolute pricks, right?
I wasn't allowed to
Said
say that.
in front of how many people?
I don't know. I think there was about 40, 50,000 at that point.
Yep. Yep.
And then your dad just calls you a slightly fatter version.
I'm the big fat bastard.
My desk.
Oh,
Good dad. Good
yeah.
dad.
Good
I'm
dad.
sure he enjoyed participating in
And then he
that.
slapped me.
Did you deserve it?
He also, there's so much you guys don't see behind the scenes. Like when we're not on camera, like for Echo, like when we're in a pool, we weren't on camera, right?
Mm.
My dad would stand outside with like a broom and just hit me in the head with it. Like he would just start, or he'd like take his top off and press against the window and do all of this stuff just to try and make my life hell. This is the stuff he does. He just wants to be
He
involved.
sounds fun. He sounds fun.
Yeah, I think Echo is sending him a jersey because of the shaving my head and stuff.
Can I
He was
have
very
your
much
dad
involved.
be a guest in my next stream next Friday?
Yeah.
I'd
There you
love
go.
to speak to him. I'd
Yeah,
like to know
Friday, he
more
doesn't
about
work
you,
on
Grant.
Yeah, he's got some stories.
we were just talking with Atlas about
Atlas.
how Twitter and everything has changed for us after
Yeah, just a bit.
Mhm.
just a bit. Like, has it changed for you at all?
Yeah,
Tell
people
me.
don't like me very much. No, so we're talking about in the last couple of days, I'm guessing, as well.
no.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
talking
that
after
too.
Race to the World first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Race to the World first. Okay, we'll stick with that because there's post Race to the World first and there's post Activision Blizzard walkout. Okay,
Oh,
Right.
okay. No, I'm talking
two
about
different. eras.
that's a whole different thing. Yeah, but tell me.
Okay, after Race to the World first, yeah, it was awesome. Mainly because I spent a lot of time plugging my Twitter because I really wanted to get followers. And I just
Not
sold
just
out
you.
over and over and over and over
Like,
and over and over and
everyone
over and
kept-
over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I drew a seal. This is my favorite thing I've ever done, by the way.
You know we're talking about Echo right now, right?
Yeah, but I did a seal.
method seal. Because you
Oh, yeah,
also
shit. That's
you
what I meant to
also
word
hosted. No, you didn't host. You also casted for
for
method.
Method.
You did. Was that the
Did.
only two?
Yeah,
How
I
did
couldn't
you?
have done any more.
No, because that was
Yeah, we both
24/7,
did
wasn't
that.
it?
It was a lot.
Oh, I thought it
It was about, yeah, Athelas did too. It was like 10 hours a day of on-screen. But what that doesn't include is you have to be there an hour early for call time, and typically you don't finish at the time you're meant to. You stick around for like a post briefing. So really, it was 12 hours. But it's not like it's just 12 hours straight either. You'd have like a 2-hour break, and 2-hour breaks are pointless because you can't go and do anything. You can't sleep. So we'd finish at midnight, and I'd finish at midnight or 1 a.m. and I'd start again at 6 a.m. So for the first 4 days, I averaged 3 hours sleep. But yeah, Twitter's been good. Everyone's been really nice, especially your people, like these guys.
My people.
Oh, they're up here. These guys have been really nice, and they'll follow me and they send me nice stuff, and they tag me in
Yeah.
the Discord too. I really
Yeah.
like all of them.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice. Sorry, Atlas, they're gonna do that to you now as well. Yeah,
That's fine.
they will.
That's
They
fine.
will.
I just don't hang out very often because I'm usually not awake at this time. So that's my
tur-
issue.
Yeah, what time is it? Isn't it like 5 a.m.?
8.
No, it's 8 a.m. I'm on the East
Oh,
Coast.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not too
You've got kids. Kid.
Yeah, I do. I have a kid.
They're
Did you
cute.
not know that?
You're just gonna
Oh.
get like morning grunt right now, which is that's no filter and no brain.
No, it's great.
Uh-oh.
I think my daughter's great. She's wonderful.
Do we have
I
to
do.
like bleep stuff
got-
out?
I've got a bleep button.
You got a bleep button.
no, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not in arm's reach though.
Jay says, sorry if we're too nice to you, Athelis. You can't be too nice to me. Please be nice.
Athelis is the nicest guy on earth.
What?
Yeah.
You are the
so-
nicest person on earth.
Well, you should have been here in the start, and you would have talked a little bit different about that. But
I said all good things.
Oh yes, there was no bullying involved at all. I had a question because you were both like working for Method and Echo, right? Would you do it again,
No.
Atlas?
It would depend on if I could have the same shifts every day, I might. The problem I had was like my Echo shift was the same time every day. And so for me, that was 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Great time to wrap up. But like Grant said, like having the morning shift immediately after that meant that sometimes I was showing up at 2 a.m. for that shift, but sometimes I was showing up at 8 a.m. for that shift. So I could do 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. with a 2-hour break. That wasn't that big of a deal, except on raid nights, because then I would be up until 11. But like for the nights where it was the 2 a.m. or doing the 2 a.m. Echo morning show after that, like that was really difficult. I don't think I would do that again. So it
No.
would be contingent on like having the same shift every day, probably.
And would you want to do it again from home, or are you like, okay,
No.
guys? No.
I mean, I would if that was the opportunity, but I would
Yeah.
much prefer to be in person. Like
Me too.
every time.
I'm better in person.
Same.
Um,
Much better.
I'm much better. Like when I'm at home, I kind of fall into okay, I can just relax and do what I want, and kind of I lose the professionalism, as you may have noticed. I'm never the most professional. Like you're not going to get me being Athelis. Where is he? This way. Like Athelis, professional, amazing. I'm never going to be that because that's not what they hire me for. But at venue, I always feel better. I can get more. If I'm around it more, if I'm around the event, I can believe what's going on more. I can believe the storylines and the narratives that we're building. And that's what we do is we build narratives, right?
Yeah.
So if that 50% thing had happened and I was at the venue with all the players, it would have been a very different reaction. It would have been probably cooler. But
I agree.
oh no, I would have lost my hair. Like they're already thinking of things they can do next time for my hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just better in the venue. You perform better. The players perform better when they're together. Casters are the same. When we're around each other and we can feed off each other and we can actually be there and spitball and go for dinner with everyone, we're just better.
I think it would be really good as well if the casters were there as well for the host. Because we were talking about it earlier while you were still fast asleep. But it was really hard for the host to like come in between at any point because the caster swaps happened mid pools sometimes, like between pools sometimes. which was fine, of course. But it was kind of hard for me to like connect with casters at all, and I was the only host. And like, if there were multiple people to like talk to, I think that me too would have been able to do a better job, because I would have known more. I would have been able to ask you questions without like nagging the production too much, you know. Because I was just talking to my community on Discord the whole time. And I was like DMing with my Discord, hey, so what do you guys think about this? I was like, my whole community was kind of working for Echo at that point, because because it was just, I didn't really have people to talk to, even though the production team was there, of course, and I could talk to them, but you don't want to like start nagging on them when they're working, right?
Yeah, there were only like 2-3 people. Sam, David, Preheat. I don't know Preheat's real name. It's just Preheat.
I tell you, this was the production room, right? And they were amazing, but this was the production room. Sam, yes, sentence. Sam, yes, sentence. And it was just like, and I was looking at it and I was like, how can he just swap between all these things and actually still do it, right? And not just Sam, that was just an example, but like whoever was sitting there in front of the production was just like doing so much. And I was so impressed. And even though I also definitely we have some production in chat as well. I saw production in chat earlier too. But it was so impressive that they could do that. And I still could ask all my questions as well. Like every time I was like, hey, they had time for me as well, even though they were in the middle of something. But you can't like nag them too much. There were things that I would have wanted to know that, you know, would have been chiller if there were casters around to talk to, if they also had nothing to do for a second.
Sure.
That's production. Yes. Hi. I don't really know how to pronounce that name. Ueli TV.
Oh, it's just David.
Yeah, but like, I get that,
David.
but like, I'm trying to point
Grant's
out.
on a first name basis with almost everyone.
I don't
He's
see
actually
the thing
on a
is,
first name
My chat
basis
does
with me,
not.
too.
Because I forgot to give myself like a game name, like Ariana, Athalas, and then there's just Grant. That's my real name. Like, I never gave myself a name.
People think that I'm
forgot.
Ariana as well. Actually.
Yeah, you're not. I asked you
you're
about
not.
this.
It was so funny because I was flying back home with Fragrance with Jimmy. And we had the same flight and we had the same booking. And he was like checking us in. And he just like, we were all at dinner. And he just went, who the fuck is Fiamikotia? And he tried to like pronounce my name. And it's like, yeah, that's me. Wait, what? It's like,
I love
you're not
Jimmy.
Ariana, what? It's like, nope.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
The
he was-
U in ULETV is silent, so it's pronounced David. That's
So it's
bloody
pronounced-
funny.
That's awesome.
David
I'm
is
so bad
fine.
with names. I'm so bad with names in general, so it's always confusing for me. If I have to remember 2 names for the same person, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out.
Why can I hear music? Is it mine?
Yeah, that's definitely
Oh,
not
yes.
mine.
Nice.
You know what? I got so distracted that I forgot to say something in the start. So I'm gonna say it now, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this beautiful, beautiful Yeti blue microphone. Blue Yeti World of Warcraft
mine?
edition microphone. This is not even mine.
Oh.
This is of someone who's in the chat right now, because I'll be giving this one away. And all you're gonna do is click on the link that has just been put in chat. If you type !giveaway, giveaway, it pops up again. If you missed it, click on the link, and then you follow
right.
Grant, you follow Athalas, you follow me, and boom, boom, boom. That's 3 tickets right there. If you have Twitter, you can follow us on Twitter as well. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly you got 6 tickets. And with every ticket, you get more chance to win this beautiful thing. This was sponsored by
Hey,
Blue.
Mr. Sheephead, thanks for the sub. Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Sheephead.
That's Angelo, actually.
So what you're telling me
if,
is...
if you're trying to thank them, like I have been ignoring all the subbies because I'm like trying to be professional and like.
Oh no, I'm here now. That's gone.
All right, thanks so much for the gift subs today, guys. Thanks so much for the resubs today. Thanks so much,
Thanks,
love you.
So much for
SB2
everything.
donate.
I
Donate.
guess this means I need to follow Ariana on Twitch so I can get a microphone.
Oh, wow, you're
I'm
not
already
even
subbed.
really.
I'm just kidding.
I'm subbed.
So for
Oh,
those
no, it ran out.
for those who don't know, for those who don't know, I have a show like this every Friday where I have beautiful people be my guest. And with every Friday, you get more chances. We have a different price every month. So that means three or four streams to like build up to this price. So that's it.
Nice.
That is it. All you gotta do is exclamation mark giveaway. Do we have a code as well? Probably not.
Yeah, someone told me it's like.
Do we have a
something
code? We don't.
code.
dumb. I
Yes,
just
we have a
subbed
code.
And then someone said,
All right, there is
Hey,
a
no, yeah,
secret
thank you.
code as well, which is not here right now.
Yay!
That's the
So-
code. Not here right now.
That's on me. That's on me. No, my personal production team is working on stuff in the background, but you know I need to do my
I can't believe
part
you
in
have
it.
a
And
personal
didn't. So.
production team.
I do.
This means they have to
It's-
hang out longer.
You pay them? No, I can't ask that question, but tell me
I
later.
pay them in hot dogs as well, which is pretty cool.
Hot dogs?
Hot
Just put
dogs.
deodorant on. I literally just woke
Yeah.
up. Don't worry about me.
I thought that was an American thing.
No, they get a hot dog every 5 years of service.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Damn.
Yeah, I have
That's
have
pretty
not
good.
been streaming for that long yet, so I have not yet had to pay
You've not
any
bought
hot
anyone
dogs.
a hot dog.
Nice.
But yeah,
Soon enough.
It's
I'll put
coming.
some sunglasses on because I have bags under my eyes. Just ignore it.
How many years have you been streaming now, Ariana? Just to think.
In October, 4 years, I think. So
Okay.
3 years and something. And what about you guys?
Nice.
How long have you been in this business of gaming?
Too long. Atlas longer than me because I'm just in TV days. He's pre-video streaming
Oh.
days.
Justin, wow. Oh, wow. That's
It's a
impressive.
long time, Grant. That's like, what, 11, 12 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When StarCraft came out was when I started.
Yeah.
But super casually. I've only been full time for 2 years. I've had jobs. I was
Yeah.
at university and stuff like that before. But now I'm full time, waking up when I want. Too late.
Yeah.
I start my next gig already tomorrow. What day is it today?
Nice. What are you doing?
DreamHack, StarCraft 2.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that would make sense.
Ooh, yeah, because you started out as a StarCraft.
Still am.
Yep.
Yeah, you still
Yeah, I'm still streaming. I still cast StarCraft
It's
2.
like
I'm gonna do both.
Grant joins and the whole stream just becomes chaotic, guys. It's like-
Yeah.
This is my
it's like
life. Oh, we have a
brains
secret code.
chaos. Yes, the secret
have a code?
code right here just popped up in front of me right here. KU98UL caps letters. That's secret code number 1. If you fill that in the exclamation mark giveaway website, then you get another ticket. Which means that if you watch this live, you're lucky because you get extra chances. If you watch this in the VOD, you can ignore this. This is no longer valid.
Oh.
Aw, feels bad, man.
But yeah, I started casting StarCraft. I always felt like people. There were a couple. I'm bringing it back. I always felt like people in StarCraft were good, but they missed someone to just make like ridiculous jokes all the time. They had In Control, and a lot of people here won't know who that is, but he passed away very suddenly. He was sort of our comedian. He was a comedian as well. And after he passed away, I was always like, this is a huge, huge gaping hole in
Yeah.
the community. So I tried to bring it back. And I still do that on the side. It's not my number one priority in content anymore. I'm more interested in World of Warcraft stuff because I don't play a lot of StarCraft now, and I feel kind of bad, like leeching off of it. But I mean, if they can offer me money, I'm gonna do it.
Well, when you've been doing it that long, like one of the things.
Yeah, I
part
mean,
of the
I don't
value
need to
you
spend
bring-
40 hours preparing anymore.
Yeah, and part of the value you bring too is history. Like, oh, this reminds
Mhm.
me of this famous match that happened 8 years ago.
Yeah,
when
no, I
such
don't
and
have
such
a
happened."
memory.
Okay, well, that's what I bring.
I
to
didn't
the
make my
table.
bed. That's so unprofessional. I'm gonna roll
What
backwards,
I am curious about is how the two of you got to get this specific casting job for Echo. Because Grant, you auditioned, right?
Yeah, before they did open auditions, I auditioned. Basically,
Grant
what
worked
happened
really
was
hard.
I emailed them pretty much every day until they gave me a job.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy.
I would not leave them alone. Yeah. So I did auditions before they did open auditions. Is he wearing pants? Yeah, I'm wearing pants. I put clothes on because I knew I was probably going to move around. And I would go into Scripe stream like, hey, Scripe, want to reply, and I'd just be really annoying all the time, every day, because I knew I could make it. So I've been a part of a lot of Race to World. I've watched, every Race to World First, and I've always felt like a lot of the time it was very serious. And there's a lot of dead time in Race to World First. For those of you who don't know, you're probably 50% of your time, I'd say, you're either doing something you've done before, or you've seen 100 times, or hey, hype drone, or you're watching them do nothing, or watching them do splits. Right. And I'm really good at just talking. Like, my friend says you could put me in front of a wall and I'll just talk to it for an hour.
This is actually true, because I was there the very first day, and like probably all of you have seen how nervous I was that day. So nervous. I was so nervous that I didn't actually do a good job. I was feeling so I could have done so much better the first day. And I was just like laying in bed in the evening, and I was feeling so bad. But I do remember that before I went live, I was like sharing that with the production team, and one of the producers actually said, "Don't you worry, because Grant is there, and Grant can talk for hours, and he can talk. It's totally fine. Just rely on that." And I was like, okay, we'll see. But yeah, as you can see right now, right here, Grant does know how to speak, how to talk.
And this is just woken up, not had any energy drink or coffee, Grant.
Yeah. Atlas, how did you land this opportunity?
So this opportunity was probably because I did Nathria with Echo. But how I got the Nathria opportunity was a little bit of just sort of putting myself out there, but also I had previously done an interview with Ian Hazakostas on the Nyalotha Race to World First. So I did it on the Warcraft Radio YouTube channel, and we basically talked about how the race was becoming this big phenomenon, and like what kind of support can we expect from Blizzard in the future. For the, can we, I asked them all the questions that everybody asks every single tier, but they had never actually answered. Like, would you consider tournament realms? Would you consider a simultaneous reset for all regions? Things of that nature. And we actually got these answers, and people thought it was, Preach called me the Barbara Walters of World of Warcraft.
Oh,
which I guess meant that it was a decent interview. So it was a really good time. And I think just based on that, when I ended up having the conversation with Scripe and Roger Brown, they remembered that interview. And I don't know, maybe I think the other thing was, the first thing Scripe said was, "Dude, I like your background." So I don't know if that had something to do with it, but at the end of the day, I will say that the referral came from a very good friend of mine, Corey Missildine, who is also a streamer. And he made the recommendation, and I always think it's good to recognize people when they help you get gigs. So it was really because of him making that recommendation, and then from there you just have to earn it.
And so, what do you want to do? Like, what is the end goal? Like, what would be the best thing? You
first, Grant. What's your end goal?
That's a really good question, because the last 2 days everything's changed for me in terms of what I want to do.
Yeah.
I've not said this anyway. It's not been about me. But the last couple of days, obviously, everything's come out on Twitter, and we're not going to talk about it much, I don't think, today. But I worked for years and years and years and years and years and years and years to be a part of Blizzard in some way, to have some sort of impact. And now I don't think I want to. Anyway, so I don't know what I want to do. I'm not really a fan.
Would your answer then be that you would want to work for like an official game production? No.
My end goal was always, I want to cast the MDI. That was what I wanted to do. That's what I do. I push high Mythic Plus. That's my gameplay. I usually raid at a pretty decent Mythic level as well, but I'm kind of not as much now. Hopefully I'll get back into that. But I spent last night doing 20 keys, and that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Pretty good.
Shit.
For me, I've had the same thought train as Grant. So I've been working with the Blizzard community team off and on since 2004. So and I also actually in 2006 I was very briefly a customer service employee at Blizzard. So I actually saw some of the unfortunate culture. But I
Oh.
heard like customer service got really cleaned up the year after that. But maybe that wasn't true. So who knows? But like I would still probably entertain the idea of doing an MDI cast only because I know that the esports team specifically has
I've
been
chatted to
like,
them a lot.
yeah, and I mean I also know that the esports team is like, I feel like a different culture than the rest of the company too.
Yeah.
But for me, if I was to like, I don't know like where I'm at right now, but I know as one of the hosts that hosted the video version of BlizzCon before the virtual ticket, I would love to make a return and actually be a host on the virtual ticket at some point. That would be
You'd be
cool
good at that.
because it would be like a throwback. It would be like
Yeah.
going back to like the first thing I ever did. So that would be kind of neat. And I think ultimately for me, it would be, I have a really good day job and I would love to make enough off of content creation to be able to quit that. But like, that's going to take a really long time.
What do you do?
So
Like, what industry are you in?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I work in technology, I guess you could say sales and consulting. So
Okay.
like I'm a technology consultant. I go in and I tell people how
Jesus.
their business is really inefficient and what they can do to make it better. So there's a
Hmm.
lot of money in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I travel like 3 weeks a month typically. Before COVID,
Oh,
I would
bloody
be
hell.
on the road like 20 days a month traveling around the States to consult with people. And so I actually plan on like starting IRL streaming and stuff once everything picks back up.
Cool.
That'd be exciting. I'm gonna watch.
Exclamation about guests, by the way. If you want to follow Grant or Atlas or both, don't forget to do that. We have to go to the next part of this stream though, because Atlas has a day job to go to. So we
You gotta go to work today.
In an hour.
shirt's
In an
nice.
hour I do. Yeah.
I like your shirt.
Yeah.
Mine are hits.
Sorry, what did you say?
Yes. Effortless. He's all dressed up smart. I'm wearing a shirt that says "Your balls will thank you."
Yeah. So
We're in character.
I do like to wear, nicer shirts and things.
Me too.
I don't always unbutton it like JV, but I do enjoy it.
maybe
I do enjoy the
maybe you
button
should
down.
start doing that if you want to
Yeah?
like make this streaming. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was about to say I
I'm
can.
kidding.
I can. Sorry.
All right, let's talk about the raid because we have, if you look at the screen, we have 10 bosses that we
Okay.
need to rank. But before we do the first boss, I just want to know, Atlas and Grant, which of these bosses is the most mediocre? So which one goes in the middle so that we can go from there? Because if we start
Ooh.
put something on S and then there's a better one, I can't change that. So we need to like have
In the middle.
have like an in the middle. It wasn't bad, wasn't great. Which of the bosses?
Okay, I've got my answer.
Go for it.
I would say most probably Soul Render.
That was exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
It's okay.
Why?
It's not bad. It's a decent middle tier boss. It doesn't have any crazy mechanics. It's not
Right.
It's not Payne Smith. It's decent. The DPS check is okay. The mechanics not that different from Mythic, just a little bit tighter. From Heroic, just a bit tighter. It's probably boosted by its surroundings and the fact that Garrosh is there screaming, and then the
Yeah. It's a big
the
part of
video afterwards. But it's just an alright boss. It's not too bad.
Okay. All right. I'm actually going to see if chat agrees with that as well. So that poll went to the bottom. 1 second. The poll went to the bottom. One moment. There we go. It's on top. Atlas, do you agree with this?
I do. Yeah. So one of the things about the raid progression generally, right? Your mid-tier bosses start to combine different mechanics together. Your first boss is
Yeah.
always super easy. And once you get to the middle, it's like, okay, can you meet the DPS check and the healing check and move around and take care of ads? And Soul Render is that boss that really brings all of like the core raid concepts together, which makes it the middle of the road, I would say. There's nothing too extreme about it, but also it's not a tank and spank type boss.
Okay.
So I would say definitely in the middle.
All right. Soul Render, boom, to the middle. There we go. Chat agrees with that. Chat agrees
It's a
with
B.
that.
Yeah, it's definitely a B boss.
Yeah, it's a B boss. Okay, that is good. So that is the norm then. Yeah, that's like the baseline.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about the first boss, Tara Gru. He basically the most important thing about this boss is that at 20% on Mythic, 20%. Start
Yeah,
to
he
circuit
was.
and one-shotting everything. So you gotta like taunt taunt ping pong it around, but it died kind of quick.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts about?
So I think with a first boss, you can't compare it to the rest of the raid because the first boss
Exactly.
is never, ever, ever going to be difficult. It's just not the way Blizzard do things. It's always 95% of the time going to be very simple. So you compare it to previous first bosses. Now, if we compare it to Shriekwing, using the anima powers and stuff, it's just way more fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
It is decently fun. It's not hard at all. Like even I went in, or my guild went in. I was casting and one shot it. Most guilds went in and 1 or 2 shot it.
What about
Yes,
compared
it's
to
all
Rathian?
right.
Thinking about first bosses, what about Rathian going back one more tier?
He was all right.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite first boss. I'd say in a
Mine
while.
too, because of the last. Well, I haven't done Mythic, but like the last few percentage just being a one shot, and I'm a tank, which makes it really
fun.
exciting to just
It
like.
is fun.
I've yet to do it like not without dying. Like I still have to like figure out how to do it without dying. But I love that about the first boss. It's not just like standing still and just damaging it and it just melts, right? So for me, it's a good
Go ahead.
one. No, go for it.
Yeah. The fun thing about Warcraft is so good at sound and art and just animation and everything, right? And so I think a lot of people would think that the art team at Blizzard is probably like one of the best teams they have. And so with Terragru, when you get to that sub 20%, like I don't know if you guys pre 9.1, died in Torghast enough times where the Terragru would come after you, but that thematic thump, like that sound, like that comes in at 20%, and it's almost a throwback to your like, oh god, the anticipation, he's coming for me, he's and so like that sort of buildup that they do, they know a lot of people aren't going to wipe once you get to that stage. Some will, especially on Mythic, but like everybody one shot it in the race.
I don't play with sounds, actually.
Oh.
Neither do I.
Because so I'm streaming, like I'm always streaming when I'm playing World of Warcraft. So I have music in the background, and then music and sounds and like DBM. I do play with DBM sounds, so it's a bit much. So yeah,
once you get to farm status, you got to turn them on so you can like feel everything.
All right.
I still don't think I agree with chat saying that it's A. A for me is a really good boss I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Terragru for me it was cool. It's sort of, it was cool to kill him after seeing him in Torghast. It's still very middle of the raid for me. Like, I'm not going to sit there and go, I can't wait to fight the Terragru this week. Like, I'm more like, I'm going to go in and one-shot the Terragru and then move on.
I get that.
For me, it's solidly B, but people might disagree. I'm not a big lore guy, for one. It's not hard at all for any Mythic guild will go in. It's not that different from Heroic, if even... I didn't really even feel the differences at all, apart from that final 20%.
Yeah.
I mean, I was also dead, but...
So for me, I'd say it's an A boss if it was just a boss, but it goes back to a B because of the having to run around and pick up the powers and killing all the trash.
Oh, you don't like the power? That's what makes the fight.
I don't not like the powers, but I have had to like change my powers and then run around. And that just made it very tedious. So for me, it gets a B. For Grant, it gets a B. What for you, Athelis?
Yeah.
You can't say A.
I don't even think they should let you reset the powers. I think you should just be stuck with what you got. Unless you reset the instance.
I'd be so screwed.
Glutton for punishment. But I would agree. It's a B only because... So it's a B because it's the first boss. If it wasn't the first boss, if it was like, later in the raid, we would be rating it worse than that. But because it's a first boss, I would say a B is definitely where it belongs.
All right. Okay, cool. So 1A and 3 Bs makes a B. So
it's more fun if everyone goes lumbering form. Like when we did the Echo Heroic run. Hilarious.
Which one is that?
My entire purpose, that run. The one that makes you really big and you knock everyone around. So like when you're standing in that little safe zone in the intermission, if you stand near people, they just get knocked out. Brilliant. Loved it. That for me is so much fun. Like the boss can be more fun. You can make it more fun, which I like. But typically every guild just wants to kill it quick. They're not gonna do that unless you're going for like log runs later in the tier. So yeah, I agree. I think B is solidly where it belongs.
It's a really
Alright.
good fight for my Mistweaver parses, I will say.
What Mistweaver passes?
Exactly.
Aww. Okay,
It's,
Eye of the Jailer then. What do we think about Eye of the Jailer?
F.
What?
I don't think I go F.
One of the worst bosses in the raid.
Why?
Terrible.
Okay, I guess. The chain
Sorry.
mechanic where you all have to run together is okay. Like
Yeah.
yeeting yourself across is okay.
But
Yeah.
It's way like we're doing this from a Race to World first perspective. It was way too easy. One shot again.
So
Anything where you have to kill ads at the same time bores me. For me, it's solidly C.
Atlas.
So what was it? Was it Iron Maidens or whatever?
Yeah.
Where you got to like grappling
Go on the
hook
boat?
over to the ship. Like
Yeah,
that
that was
was
cool.
way more cool than this, right? Like this
Yeah.
this kind of made you feel like you were doing a little bit of swashbuckling, like let's stay alive kind of thing. But like Iron Maidens was a way cooler like pull off of that. And so when I think of this boss, like that's the gimmick, right? There's the
Yeah.
gimmick mechanic of Terraguru was the anima powers, the gimmick of Eye of the Jailer, and your first couple bosses sometimes have those things. You think of like, what is it, Skitchar or whatever, that had like the mirror images. It was an early boss. So
Yeah.
the gimmick here just didn't get pulled off very well, I felt like. And that's the only thing that would have made this as an early boss better than that.
I just
But in the
dribbled.
absence of that, I have 2 ads I need to separate by 30 yards. Like it was just ridiculously simple. So
Yeah, okay.
if any boss in this raid was going to get an F like right off the bat, it would probably be Eye of the Jailer for me.
I really like this boss because of the fact that you have to jump around and dodge stuff and
you kinda
everything
don't
like
though,
that.
That's the other thing. Like so often that laser beam is coming as you're phasing, or you can
Right,
just turtle
yeah.
and stand there, or you can
True.
night fade blink. Like it's super
True.
cheesable, and it kind of deletes a lot of the mechanics that way, which is kind of poopy. It's
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say F. If there was, I'd say a C minus. I'm just gonna add random tiers here. Like,
All right.
yeah.
And when you started talking about having to split up the ads and like have to down them at this like same percentage, I started
So
to
boring,
agree.
yeah.
Like for me, thinking about that moved it from a B to a C as well. So I'm gonna vote C. C.
I would say
Atlas.
C or F, definitely. Drop some
If
good
this
loot.
was later in the tier, would you have made it an F? Or is
Yes,
it
without
only
shadow of a
this?
doubt.
Okay.
It's too easy.
People, Lavender just gifted us up to Poopy Boss.
Excuse me?
That's his thoughts about
Alright.
this boss.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, what are
Atlas-
chat saying? Chat's saying C.
Chat's
I
a
think we
C,
have
yeah.
to meet in the middle and say C. But I'm not against Athalus's F.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's my C, chat C, Grant C minus, and Atlas F, we're rounding it up to a C.
Okay.
That's,
We'll do that. I think Atlas like, okay, that's fine.
that's
I
fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
accept it. I accept it. All right, next boss then, the 9.
9. Oh,
I hate that one.
I bloody love it.
Really? I hate it.
Okay, so there's a couple of things with the 9. Firstly, it should have been 10 times as hard. It's probably the easiest boss in the raid, including the Terragru. It's so simple on Mythic. They didn't do anything to make it trickier. It's a massive missed opportunity, because actually playing it, if it was harder, is fun. It is a fun boss on Mythic.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, something about it, the way you move in, you move out, the creating a little flower so that when you dispel it all goes on one person, that's fun. Killing the ads and then the boss drops down. It's kind of, there's something to it. I don't know what it is, but it was way too easy, like ridiculously easy.
Atlas.
So what did you? So my headphones cut out for a second. What did you grade it?
I didn't give a grade yet.
Oh, you didn't give a grade it. Okay, so my thoughts on the 9. I thought, so for entertainment value, I thought it was really entertaining looking fight. I know that sounds weird. Like there's a lot of good mechanics in it. I think Grant's right. I think if the mechanics were a little bit more punishing,
Mhm.
You know, if the soaks came in a little bit faster, or
Mhm.
if the timer on the dispels was a little bit lower. Like if they had been more punishing, then I think it could have been a really solid fight. But I think by nature of it being the third boss in the raid, they went a little bit too on the lighter side for those.
Yeah.
So for entertainment value and for the potential that it had, I don't
Yeah.
want to go any lower than a C, but I actually would
No.
almost put it as a B just because of like how cool the combinations and mechanics
And
were, but then they
Hmm.
weren't punishing.
what they should have done, because Guardian of the first ones, obviously we're coming to that later, was the easiest
Yeah.
boss, the easiest
Yeah.
late boss ever. If they'd have swapped them, kept Guardian as it is, and massively tuned the 9 to be harder,
Yeah.
that would have been cool.
Yes.
I like
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
If the 9 was, it just was so easy. Like, for those of you guys who are maybe doing heroic, it's when you go into mythic, it really isn't much of a step up. It's really like you can even mess up the dispels, and it's like, oh, I'll just dispel someone else then. Like,
Right.
it's
Oh,
not
really?
hard. It's
Hmm.
not that punishing. I was speaking to my friend Connor about this, and he goes, it might be the easiest third boss of all time. Like, let's think third boss for Castle Nafria was Hungering Destroyer. That boss that you needed coordination. You needed to be able to go in and soak correctly. You needed to move correctly.
Yeah.
It wasn't a one-shot boss. It was a pretty decent boss. I liked Hungering, in fact. Progressing it took us like 20 pulls maybe. The 9, we went in and I think we one-shot it. Or two-shot it max. Once you
Which
see
for
it,
the
you're like,
amount
oh.
of stuff going on is a tragedy. Like
There's
you
a
expect
lot going
third
on. None of
boss-
it's
Yeah.
just hard. None of it
True.
does damage. Like, you
like
can't
a third
mess
boss
it
Hungering
up.
Destroyer is a single target encounter with
Mhm.
some movement. Like, but then the 9 is like I have 3 different targets at a particular point in the fight. I have all these different mechanics that are having to be strategic, and we have positioning and all that. So therefore, for it to be tuned so easy was just it was a disappointment for
yoke.
sure.
So, final rating.
Oh gosh. C.
See, Athelis?
C for what it is.
I have to say C for what it is. I want to say B,
right.
but someone will come back and be like, "Really, you thought that was a B boss? What a terrible caster!" So yeah, it's got to be a C.
Yeah.
Keep in mind whose chat you're in right now, Athelis.
Your chat will be great.
Like,
Your chat will
Yeah,
be
they're
great.
really
they're not
nice.
gonna do that, and they're not gonna
That's
do
true.
that. Yeah. I'm not gonna rate this because after hearing the both of you, I've realized that I can only judge this on heroic and normal difficulty because I was so nervous the first day that everything just I forgot. Like my brain just like wasn't there. So I actually don't know. I'd have to rewatch it.
Wait, it was me and you, wasn't it? Was it me and you, Athelis? Well, we were getting
was
ready to
that
go
evening.
live for Method. Was that me and you?
So yeah, you and I did Method in the morning, and then
and we were
early
prepared for
afternoon.
the 9 for progress for the 9, and they one-shot it. They just one-shot it. Like, massively undergeared, of course. They hadn't done splits, they done nothing. They walked in and they just one-shot, and we're like, oh, we did all our prep for this boss.
And right, yeah.
And that for me was like so deflating.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so we have to throw it in C. I wish it was hard, because if it was hard, it would have been an A boss for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Agreed.
Then Solrender Dormazain.
We already done him. You mean Remnant of Nezil?
Funny. I was just
That was
about to say we
RB.
did that in the middle. No, not so. No, I'm just going past the list. I should use my brain as well, but streamer brain doesn't work all the time. The next one is actually Remnant of Nerzul.
I think we should do this in its previous iteration because it's been nerfed into the bloody ground.
Yeah, let's do it. Like, let's talk
I'll let
about
Athos
both.
go first this time because I'm interested.
Let's talk about both.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you think about the mechanics of the fight. There's not a lot. There's essentially 3 things you need to watch out for, but the combination of the overlaps is what makes the fight really interesting. Is when you have a dispel that has to go off at the same time that a shatter is occurring and things of that nature. Unfortunately, what that ultimately means, though, is that this is one of those bosses where sometimes you kind of hold your damage. And to me, any boss where
Yes.
you have to hold your damage
That's a good
is a
point.
flaw.
Mhm.
And it's something that, whoever ends up interviewing somebody at Blizzard next needs to ask this question. Like, what is with encounter design that encourages holding damage? Like, what can we design our way out of that? And so, because that's to me a negative aspect. I think for where it is in the raid, it's actually the right difficulty level, kind of like we said for Soul Render. I think it's fine as a 4th boss. We did see some guilds really struggling. Actually, we saw all of the Asian guilds get held up here, like 100+ pulls. Our top
I think it took Method
guilds,
50 something.
it did, yeah. I mean, you really saw it. This is one of the bosses where you really started to see a separation in the race of your
Yes.
top guilds doing it in a few dozen.
11 pulls
then
for
you're-
Echo
Yeah,
was
huge.
to me insane because
Yeah.
it is a.
Yeah.
It's. I don't like holding DPS. The knockback mechanics actually quite fun. And if you couldn't prevent knockbacks into shatters by holding DPS, it would be a good
Right.
fight.
Isn't
Right.
that also with the 9 though? Because when I did it on heroic, there were multiple times that it's like the one where you need to move out from and the one that sucks you in came at the same time, and the bosses were stacked. So that was also like if you killed the boss too quick, you had to hold back. Isn't that the same story?
It is, but it's like I think with Ner'zhul, when you have because the shatter comes so often, right? It's like every 20% or something like that,
Mhm.
and then you've also got timer overlaps, and based on when you phase it, certain things reset. And so because it's literally the entire fight you're dealing with that, whereas with like the 9, I think you're only having to deal with that like once or twice, maybe. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. It just felt like it was a lot more apparent on Ner'zhul because, and here's the thing, right? Because the 9 had so many mechanics to go through, whereas like it would, those overlaps were infrequent, whereas with like Ner'zhul, there's only 3 mechanics to deal with, and so the overlaps are just constantly happening, and there's an incentive multiple times in the fight to hold your damage back, so it just becomes really apparent throughout the entire encounter.
All right. So where do we put Ner'zhul? Chat says B.
It's a B or a C.
It's B or a C. It's definitely damn in the middle. I think if chat are saying B, maybe I'd agree with that. Post nerfs, it's definitely like a C or an F boss.
It's better than the 9 originally.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'd agree with that. It's got some challenge to it. I'd say B.
All right. Then we put this one on B. Ooh, that's not. I hope that we get some S bosses as well, guys. You guys are just
Well, the
like
next
so
one-
average right
Don't
now.
worry.
Don't worry. You're getting one, I can promise you.
Yeah, let's actually Painsmith.
Just put him in S now.
Yeah, like I think
S.
that's clear. Because that boss is just, it's not even about if you have the DPS for it. It's about all
Pure
the million
personal
mechanics
play.
that you have to do.
I love it.
I love it too.
To cast this boss is the most fun I've had casting
Yeah.
nearly anything. There's been a few StarCraft games that were unbelievable, but and I got to do the world first kill for this with Steak Meat.
Yep.
The
The pull before I came on. The pull before I came on.
It was our final pull. We'd done 4 hours
I
of progress
know.
without any breaks. They did
Right.
one last pull, and it was the kill.
I even tweeted something snarky like, "Thanks for warming up the crowd, Grant. Like, I'm gonna take this kill now." And then like you ended up killing it. I was like, "Shit."
I know. Yeah, you did. I remember actually. Yeah, it's just great. Visually, the small squared arena, phenomenal. The boss's voice lines, incredible. The way that the spikes come at you and it ramps up and gets harder and harder and harder.
Screaming.
Yeah, it's just a perfect boss fight for me.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't change a single thing.
If this was harder and
It
the
couldn't
last
be.
and the last
Yeah.
boss, would it have been better than Sylvanas?
It is better than Sylvanas.
I disagree with it being.
I
better
mean,
than
if this was
Sylvanas,
the
but we'll
last
talk about
boss,
that.
it would have been, Sylvanas
It's
was
hard to
definitely
say
hard
because the
enough.
last boss has to be a big figure in lore, right? It always is. It's always
and
maybe not.
it wasn't as like Painsmith was hard, but it wasn't a spectacle like Sylvanas was
Yeah.
in the same way. And so yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's not a last boss to me. It was the perfect. It was in the right place too. If Blizzard had after that ramped up the difficulty, which they should have done, but they didn't.
Right.
We've got some duds coming in.
Wait, what? If Blizzard, what did they have to do?
So what should have happened is this should have been as hard as it was, and then the raid should have got tougher. It should have, or at least
Right.
maintained.
Right, yes.
You don't step backwards as they did.
Yeah.
I'm always going to go back to Nafria because that's our most recent tier. This is sort of the equivalent of Artificer, which from a Race to World First perspective, not that hard. But when I progressed it, it was a very difficult boss. It needed a lot of control. And then after that, you moved on to like Council, which was again from a casual point of view, or from a not quite a top world point of view, or Race to World First point of view, a good difficult boss. We're going to see after we finish this that we're going to go down. Like the next few bosses were just so easy. There were massive disappointments, in fact. But I will rave on about that boss till the end of my days as the perfect boss for where it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was good. I really hope every raid now will see one of these bosses where damage isn't the thing that they're looking at. They're just looking at, can you execute this complicated
pure personal play. That's what this was. You could not make a mistake. And if you did, you didn't have the damage later on for the enrages. That's what an enrage should be. It should be you need everyone alive, no personal mistakes. Dinafrius was like that. In Castle Nafria, where if you lost someone in phase 1 or phase 2 and you didn't have battle reses, you weren't going to hit the timer in phase 3. When Massacre filled the room. Pizza Slices filled the room. It was just so good, man.
Yeah. And then wait, I don't need to let you guys vote. You said S, right? S. Okay. And then we went to the boss that was a damage check, or was supposed to be a damage check, because it had like 3 phases, and after that it was over. But it died. It died so quick.
Really
So yeah, let's talk about the Guardian.
F. Just
F.
I mean,
really?
any fight where you can bring 6 healers and just negate the whole thing, like that to me feels like that's don't get me wrong, I love any opportunity for healers on the bench to come in, that kind of thing. That's all good, but because I'm a Mistweaver and usually that's where I am, a little bit further down. In fact, I think we even saw oh god, Liffy's gonna kill me, brain fart, German guild.
I can do the aversion.
Yes, I'm pretty sure they brought a Mistweaver even
they did
for a couple encounters. But the problem with it is, if this is meant to be the damage check boss, because there's always a damage check boss in the raid, there's always some kind of tank and swing, just gear check. If you can cheese that with 6 healers, I say cheese, but if you can out strategize that with 6 healers, like that's clearly not hitting the mark.
But the idea of the boss is kind of cool, though. Instead of just...
Once again, we compare it to the pure throughput check of Nafria, which was Sludge Fist.
Yeah.
Bloody awesome boss. Very difficult. The problem with this boss was not the design. I love a simple design. Hit boss hard, don't die. The problem with this was the tuning. It was not tuned well at all. Yeah. I mean, for Echo to come in, do 2 pulls, and then Scribe to go, hey, who needs loot from this? Like, who's getting biz items? We don't need an optimal comp. Like, he genuinely said, we don't need an optimal comp. Like, we're going to bring in people, apart from healers, of course, they kind of cheesed it with healing, but that wasn't even necessary. We saw from other guilds that had a little bit more gear. It was a massive disappointment. I love a throughput check boss, but it's very difficult to balance. Like, very, very difficult. Sludge Fist was too hard, and they should do that in the future. Go too difficult. Go, okay, well, this can't be done. Oh my god, I got hiccups. Yeah, go too hard, not we think this is right on the line. Because they tried to make it like, this is, if it was, I don't know, 7.5% harder, it's not quite 5 wouldn't be enough.
7.5% is so...
Yeah, I went in the middle, because 5% would be still super easy. And would be no too far.
All right. So,
but that 7.5% means you could eliminate a healer, right? And then you'd be a 5 healing fight. So I agree.
Yeah, we have to vote though, because we're starting to run low on time. So F.
Sorry.
Athelis? F.
Yep.
Or
F.
Really? Chat is F. Wow. Okay. F.
We're doing this from a Race to World First perspective, and it was one of the last bosses.
No, we're doing it from every perspective.
Every
guild is going to find it easy.
I like this boss though.
I like the idea, but the thing is, we got to remember these guys are coming in with the minimum gear. They hadn't done splits yet, even.
Yeah.
They didn't do splits
Yeah,
until
true.
what? Sylvanas.
Right.
So we're going to come in with even better gear. We're going to come in 5 or 6 item levels ahead, even of what these guys are, and it's going to be a yoke. We're gonna roll over it.
All right.
It's just going to
Yeah.
die. So
Fate
yeah,
Scribe
sucks.
then. That was supposed to be a fun one, but I think they did something wrong with that. I think there was like
yeah, just a
a
bit.
small bug. And I think it was a bug because it was kind of like normal boss. It wasn't even like
There was no
heroic.
difference. There was no
like,
difference.
They just could just stand on it.
So yeah, the main thing here is everyone anticipated that the main gimmick of the fight is the runes. You stand and spin them. If it's too far, you have to get 2 people and you have to coordinate who has the debuffs in order to spin correctly and make the timer.
Mhm.
The problem with this is phase 1 and phase 2, you could always go clockwise if you were in position on time. You'd never ever need a backup. You'd never need to do anything. You could just go, okay, I've got the debuff. I stand here. It's done. So 75% of the fight was a write-off because it was free. Like the tank damage was quite high. That was the only real thing. Phase 3 was okay, but because you had 10 seconds less to spin your runes, and that time you'd actually have to go counterclockwise. But when you only have to do it once or twice, it's not that hard. It just took, a couple of pulls again.
Yeah.
Massive disappointment. Should have been way, way, way harder from a Race to World First point of view.
Yeah.
Chat saying A. If it was as it was intended to be, it would have been an A boss for sure, but it wasn't. It was way too easy. This is, what's this the equivalent of? So there's 2 more bosses afterwards. This is the Sludge Fist in terms of positioning in the raid. Sludge Fist took 200 pulls. This took 10, I think.
This died so quick.
that.
This died so quick.
Yeah. It was another loot pinata, unfortunately.
But I like the boss, how it's designed, but
I love it.
I'm gonna say C because of
Yeah, me too.
the race, because of the mythic version of it.
That's
Yeah?
right where I'm at.
C is where
It's
I'm
a
at.
thematically awesome boss. We talked about the Stargate chevrons and stuff.
Yeah.
Locking
Yeah, it was
in
cool.
was our fun, but too easy.
Chat
Way
says
too
A. I'm not that great at math, but A, C, C, and C is probably C. So
Yeah, C minus.
C minus.
Which is C.
Wait,
'cause
B
we're writing
minus. It's C. C it is. In the end, we're the boss, right? So
Yeah.
talking about
We outvoted.
bosses. Funny.
awful.
Kel'Thuzad. Yeah, I know.
F.
What?
F.
But
F.
why?
I'll go louder.
What do you think, Ariana?
Well, I know that they had like a strategy around it, but
Clever
that
use of game
kind of
mechanics.
made it fun. That's why I like this boss so much, because this was the point where Echo was like, aha, we got 5 head.
Yeah.
God damn it, Grant.
Oh my god. Has yours arrived, Athalas?
Yeah, I got mine before the race.
Did
I
you draw a
actually
seal yet?
got mine too.
No, I did not draw a seal.
I got mine too.
Excuse
From
me?
Method, yeah, because they were like, you did such a good job at Echo. Hold on.
I feel like she's lying. So chat, it's an F, right? Let's take
I
over.
can't wait to find out what the gimmick is here.
I know. I drew a seal. For those of you who are just joining, I've never drew anything in my adult life, and I followed a guide to draw this. Well, you got a bigger one? Will you draw a seal for me?
Because I did better. Oh,
Draw a seal.
Oh. Wow.
a seal.
But don't make it better than my seal,
Show me
because I've
the
never.
seal.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go. We're gonna
No
have a
on
poll to
time.
rate. We're gonna have a poll to rate the seals. Which seal you all like better? You have
Oh
to wait.
shit,
until
hers
it's
is going
done.
so quick. Wait, what the fuck?
Oh, oops.
She's an artist.
I fucked up. Ta-da!
Okay, my seal's definitely better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clearly mine's better.
But it was, I mean, mine took like 4 hours, so. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
everyone say you love my seal.
Your seal's really pretty.
Ariana's
It's
is more
cute,
like
isn't
an anime.
And I was
seal.
saying a minute ago, I've never drawn anything as an adult. Like, literally, I dropped art class when I was 14, and I've not drawn a single thing since because I'm kind of useless. And I followed a little guide to draw a seal, and it came out so good. I was so proud of myself. I didn't know art was actually fun. Yeah, so I drew a seal.
Slanfer
Anyway.
wants
It
to
was-
know which one gets my seal of approval.
Oh, get out!
I'm coming. Ban. Right, that's getting. Oh, I'm
You're
not a
not
fucking
a
mod.
moderator here. Oh goodness. Quickly back to the actual topic. Kel'Thuzad
Oh,
gets
right,
an
yeah.
F, but also an A from chat. Mostly an F though.
So
So what do we do?
there's two things for Kel'Thuzad. There's pre-nerf, Race to World First, and there's post-nerf.
Let's talk
It's
about.
not a nerf. It's a hot
pre-nerf.
fit. It's a change. Pre-nerf, F. You cheesed it. You literally skipped 75% of the mechanics by using spell queuing, by stopping DPS, and by using by having a DPS with tank trinkets. Taunt, they
Mm.
died. The tank ads never spawned, which means other ads didn't spawn, which means it was a yoke. It didn't have much of a DPS check. It was a really easy boss. We saw by how many pulls did it even take? Like less than 20, I think.
Yeah. For most of the top ones.
A penultimate boss should never take that amount of time. Stone Legion Generals was bad. It was bloody awful, but at least it was hard. This
Sorry.
wasn't hard.
My brain just thought of something funny.
I want to know.
I think you do. Yes. So let's talk about our Atlas. Sorry, my brain.
Let's talk about our Athelas. Why not?
Atlas.
Let's talk about our Athelas. My Athelas is very rebellious.
Where does
We have to keep
Athelas
him in
fit
a
on this
cage
chart?
and whip him and stuff.
Atlas, vote
my.
quick.
Let's see.
Give it a rank.
Kel'Thuzad. Only because, like, again, another fight that had so much potential, but another holding back your damage fight. Like,
Yeah.
that's the
Huge
biggest
amounts.
issue. Like huge amounts of holding back, even.
Like
so
minutes,
unfortunately,
in fact.
I have to go with an F. I'm sorry.
All
I
right.
want to be higher than that with the phylactery phase and everything else, but ultimately, just because it was so easy,
Yeah.
like that overrides everything.
Okay.
Now, I will say, post nerf, actually, now that they've got rid of the tank trinket thing and changed some stuff, truly a good fight. Will be very challenging for a lot of guilds starting from this reset. I don't think
Yeah.
we have seen some of the guilds came in and re-cleared it pretty easily. Some of the world first guilds. I think a progress guild, such as mine, it's probably a good 50, 60, maybe even closer to 100 pool fight. I'm not sure. I'd say now it's definitely an B. But at that point, from the Race to World First, it was an F. It was the biggest disappointment for what could have been a very difficult boss and made us go
Yeah.
into a new week and actually had a real good 2-week race
Right.
or 10-day race.
And then the Dark Lady, Sylvanas.
My queen, my
My
war
queen.
chief.
What are your opinions about Sylvanas, and what are your opinions about the boss
Okay,
fight,
Atlas, you go
Sylvanas?
first. Philip, you'll go first.
Two different questions. So, I'm
Ooh.
actually gonna go S as well on this one. And the reason is there's a couple of reasons. So first of all, Painsmith for what it was obviously very difficult. Was Sylvanas more difficult than Painsmith? I don't know. I don't even know if it was on the
Yes.
same level. But where Sylvanas, where Painsmith had that pure like personal responsibility check, Sylvanas made up for that in terms of the length of the boss and the amount of
Yeah.
perfect execution that you had to have for 14 solid minutes throughout. The tuning was perfect. You couldn't have asked for anything more out of the guilds in the first week. It is one of those bosses though, and I've heard this said on other streams, where it's going to get better. It's going to get easier every week with
So
tier.
easy.
So there's that as a downside, but it was an epic spectacle, which as a caster is way more fun to cast, right?
Yes.
Like Painsmith was fun, but this was super fun to cast because there's always something going on. There were a lot of humorous moments. Jimmy like making the jump for the bridge and then falling
And
through
then
the world, like, but also amazing plays like jumping off and then coming back onto the bridge. You saw that,
with
Grant.
with
Like,
Vengeful Retreat.
there
Jimmy
so
was the
much to
human
love about this
highlight reel
boss.
for that boss,
He was.
right?
He was.
Yeah.
There was so much to
So-
this boss. The only thing I will say is this was said in chat was they could have done an extra phase for Mythic on the center platform. That would have
Yes.
made it a little more interesting. But other than that,
That would have
like
made
a
it
perfect
nice.
boss to me.
Like
Carry
rather a different phase than just 5%, right?
yes.
Yeah. I would have
Even if
liked
it
to have
was
seen them
a
have to
purely
jump to the
aesthetic
middle
phase.
and fight Anduin or something,
Yeah. Yeah, even if it was the same thing but in the middle with Anduin, also joining in, he has a couple of mechanics. It didn't have to break, the mold. It didn't have to be the most wild thing we've ever seen.
Right.
It should have been something else than just 5% doing the same thing. Now, I agree with Athlish. As for tuning, they probably never tuned a final boss better. Side and Athlish was very well tuned too, actually. And Jaina, there was some good moments there. It felt like it had Denethrius syndrome, where phase 1 became a complete, it's just 4 minutes of just like, here we go again. Once you're 120, 130 pulls in, it's just don't die, do stuff, kill chains. That's the downside of a 14-minute fight, is some of it is going to be bad. If you look at it normal and heroic, it would be a C boss for me. Because phase 1 and phase 2 are a joke on those difficulties. It's really pointless. But having to split up in phase 2 on Mythic made it way better. The drama around phase 2 with with now coming up with a very, very clever way to gain DPS, and then it just being hotfix like. It's a very interesting boss. I think I'll always be skewed because we thought the boss died at 50%, and I was very sad because I was there for 50%. That moment is going to live in infamy of me just like hands on head, like what the and Scripe as well. Me and Scripe were literally, it cut to him and we're both doing the exact same thing. We're both like this. It was unbelievable. I do think it's an S boss. I don't think it's better than Painsmith.
I agree.
It was good. The DPS check was unbelievable. I'm also skewed a little bit because on Echo's kill, I've never seen a group of 20 people play better ever in my life.
That
to go into
is
that
so
with
true.
0 deaths, not using 1 battle res, having 4 available. That is
Crazy. There's nothing quite like it, right, Grant? Like you've
Pardon?
seen StarCraft players 1v1 played like out of their minds, but 20 people together.
20.
Yeah.
1 mechanic, 1 mistake kills you. 1 cooldown used wrong kills you. I'm really laughing here at Ariana trying to make her headset work.
The
Like,
thing
this
is,
is my new
I
favorite
have
thing.
to stay muted because you're now coming over speaker, but I want to join
know.
in the conversation. I have stuff to say, but my headset, every time I turn it on, it goes. So,
Oh.
yeah. You guys keep talking. I'll try to fix it.
Yeah, 20 people had to play in absolute perfection. Not only was it just a case of don't die to anything, they had to have their cooldowns perfect. Any DPS missed, we saw on the 45.7% wipe, and I don't think this went out on stream even. Lord got cancelled a convoke, like on the first tick. That is a lot of damage that they lost out on, and maybe could have been the difference, who knows. It took absolute perfection to kill that boss when it died. It should not have died on week 1, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been possible. And that's not an insult to the boss. That's a compliment to how well Echo played. Like, there was no way that it should have happened that way. It just took absolute perfect play.
But I'm honestly happy that it happened like that, because if it went through
Me
the
too.
reset, it would have
It would have been
been
the worst.
not for Eka.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
right. They
you
definitely
both
earned
say S.
S.
Yeah.
Chat says A. I don't know what
It's
to
an S.
say, because like I kind of want to say S because I had a lot of fun, but then there's nothing on A.
But
and I
isn't
feel
that the story
bad
of this
for
tier,
A.
Ariana?
That's the story of this tier, yeah. There's
All
2
right.
great
It's either
bosses,
really
a
good
few
or really
mediocre, and
not.
some dog shit.
Okay. All right.
That is the story of this tier. This paints the perfect picture.
Yeah.
Two amazing. A few, that's okay. Some really should have been better, and then 2 bosses that were just an absolute miss target. And the main thing is that those were the last 2, or some of the last before Sylvanas. They should have been better. Those in F had potential to be A.
Yeah.
That's where they
There was
should
a-
have been.
Yeah.
All right.
There was a lot of really good encounter design in this tier. The encounter
Yes.
designers did actually an amazing job on these bosses, and then they didn't tune them properly. It was the tuning at the end of the day that made this tier easier than it should have been.
Mhm.
But as far as like the creative design and coming up with the
Amazing.
timings and
So
everything else,
fun.
that was all
Yeah.
really good. But the tuning was the issue.
Yeah. But maybe they're just like too good, you know? Maybe people are just getting too
Maybe.
good now. Because like
It is a possibility.
if you would have put these bosses exactly how they are right now into a raid, I'd say like 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
There is no way
No
that
way.
any of these. They probably might
way.
still be fighting them at this point.
They would.
So
Without a doubt. They would be right now. Let's think. 5 years ago was when? I can't think. My brain's gone. Warlords?
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. So the only hard boss, like if you took, oh god, what was the last
Legion,
boss?
I think actually. That
I
doesn't
don't know.
matter.
The last
I'm sticking with Warlords.
Archimond?
Archimond.
Archon was hard. What was the last boss in Blackrock Foundry?
I don't know. I wasn't playing back
Black
then
Hands.
yet.
Black Hand.
Hands.
So I actually have gone on record saying that's one of the best raids of all time. In my
It
opinion.
is.
Oh.
But if they were to do it now, Black Hand is probably the only fight they'd really struggle with. That was a hard bloody
Yeah.
fight. I think if it was 5 years ago, we'd probably, because they didn't have things like analysts back then. They didn't have
Yeah.
people doing the maths.
Yeah.
They hadn't figured out splits like they have now because
And
Master
they
Loot
were
was in.
working as
Bring it back.
well. They weren't like playing this
Yeah.
full time.
It wasn't a full time. No.
Mm-mm.
They'd probably be on like
Yeah.
Painsmith still.
Yes. We have a new code, it seems. It just popped up right there for the exclamation mark giveaway of the Blue Yeti World of Warcraft edition microphone. If you want this, all you
Ooh.
gotta do is exclamation mark giveaway and just like click on the link there. And you have to follow me, Atlas, and Grant. That's all you gotta do. And you can also fill in this code, which will be active for only a few minutes. So do it now for an extra chance of winning that one when it gets picked in a month.
And I tweet pictures of my dog every day.
And I
That's the only
take
thing I tweet.
pictures of bean
And
burritos. apparently.
Atlas
I saw
is
you got the wrong
going-
one, dude.
Atlas is going to tweet later today a video of him, just a short version of the video of him pouring ice cold
It was
chocolate
so
milk
good.
all over himself. He's gonna do that. It's gonna be like a 10-second video. And he's gonna download that video from twitch.tv/echo_esports and then upload it to his Twitter. And everyone who's currently watching chat is going to like it, interact with it, and blow it up.
It was
Thank you,
honestly.
Ariana.
You think, chocolate milk? This wasn't just like a glass of chocolate milk. How much was it? It was like
2 gallons.
2
lit-
gallons, which is about 8 liters.
8 liters of chocolate milk. This here, this Lucozade bottle, is 1 liter. No, it's not even 1 liter. So it's 9 times one of these, and it was ice cold, and he was drenched, and it was so funny. And his
And it was
wife was having
painful.
such a good time torturing him. And honestly, one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And look, I just want to quickly share this clip of Grant.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, wait, hold on. That is straight over something. Wait. Still
that's
having
fine.
hair. Look, it's Grant having hair, guys. Look at
I
that.
forgot what it was like.
This is how it started. This is how
good
it
hair.
started. Yeah, looking good. Looking good, Grant. Actually, I'm gonna do one more vote in the chat. One more poll.
No, please.
Boy.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
We're going into this screen for it. Ladies and gentlemen, the poll is Grant's hair, that's the question. Bald or hair? What do you prefer? Bald or with hair? You can now vote. 1 for bald,
I'm gonna
2
vote.
for with hair.
Where is it?
Oh, oops, I moved the wrong thing.
Lost it.
Lost
You guys are
it.
cute.
Yeah, actually,
Atlas?
I'm gonna agree with that though. I like it like this. Okay, not when you look like that. Not when you look so mad.
I'm not mad. Look at
So
that.
angry.
Atlas, why did you vote hair, my friend?
Because I'm a hair guy. Like I don't even wear hats. Like I just like hair.
So am I, mate.
And you had good
So
hair.
was I, mate.
You had good
It
hair.
was my whole thing. Like, for those
Yeah.
of you that haven't followed me for a long time, my thing was usually I had big hair, like
Right.
massive Zalia hair. It wasn't
Zalia.
quite that long when we cut it, but like there's a few times where I've like bleached it and I had like silver or like gray,
Mhm.
long, sweeping, ridiculous hair. And I was growing it out. I was actually going to grow it like long. I'm not anymore. I'm just going to keep it shaved. It's easier. I don't have to wash my hair so much.
I bet, yeah.
I literally rolled out of bed and joined this. I put a t-shirt and some trousers on.
Nice.
Did you get your Manscaped stuff yet, Atlas?
Oh yeah, I've actually got like 2 different shipments. I have 3 Manscaped razors now. Um,
Oh, because you bought one.
well, I had bought one previously, and then my wife commandeered it because she loves it, and so now I have my own, and she has her own. So
Your wife has
Yes.
amazing balls. Sorry, I can't believe I said that.
Grant, no. No. All right. We are going to the part of the stream where we're going to talk about ourselves.
Oh no.
Oh, I have mixed you. Wait.
That's fine,
You
I can
two are
tackle
mixed
it.
up.
Here we
There
are
we
again.
go.
I'll be walking You've got to be a nightmare.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to do this week? Like, why should people follow you? What are you going to do on Twitter? What are you going to do on
Pictures of my dog.
Twitch? What are you gonna? What do we expect? Grant, can we start with you?
Yeah, so I start StarCraft 2 DreamHack Masters. I start that tomorrow, which is the premier StarCraft 2 tournament. I'll be casting that for 6 of the next 7 days, and then I'm going to do a couple. I'm not sure yet. There's a chance I'm flying to Sweden to cast that. I'm not entirely certain just yet. We're still sort of figuring that out. Apart from that, I'm going to be streaming actually different MMOs like every day. So today I'm going to stream New World. Not even played it, not watched a video, nothing. And I'm going to stream Star Wars: The Old Republic because I'm bringing it back. It's a great game.
Oh,
Everyone that
please,
says
I
that.
love that game so much.
So good. Like
Yeah.
for those, and it's free. Please play it. Watch my stream. I'm going to play it. I started my character yesterday, like to get ready for stream, and then I played it for like 3 hours accidentally.
Are you
It's
going live
so good.
now? Like right after this?
No, not now.
Oh, okay.
In a couple of hours.
All right.
I'm going to play New World today.
Okay. Twitch.tv
uh,
Grant SC2. I quickly have to go swap over to Atlas now because we have 3 more minutes before his meeting
yeah,
starts.
work.
So
But I have to
Atlas,
go. I'm like
quickly.
running that meeting.
Go,
so-
go. Tell us everything about yourself. Go. You have 3 minutes. Go.
Yeah. So if I get to 700 followers on Twitter, I'll do the chocolate milk video. Which means
Smart.
I only need 15,
Look at
Do I
that.
I
follow
only need
Atlas
15
on
more. I only need 15 more. So we can
Oh,
make
you're
that work.
flying up there.
Trying to. I want to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, but that's another story. As far as
Yeah, we'll do that.
As far as content, I will be probably streaming this weekend. I haven't been streaming as much recently, just because of Race to World First, and I haven't gotten back to it, I guess you could say. But I do plan on streaming raid progression Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is usually in the evening. So the problem is, I think a lot of your folks will probably be in bed by the time I stream. But if you happen to be up late, thanks, Grant. If you happen to be up late, definitely feel free to stop by, and it'll be good to have some new folks come on.
Yes.
We got people from all over the world that hang out.
Cool. All right. And my name is Ariana, and I'm going to be doing streams like this every Friday. And when it's not Friday, I'll be doing streams just me. We play games like Would You Rather and stuff on the Friday streams. We're giving away a lot of stuff, which is super cool. So be there, follow this channel if you haven't done that yet. Also, this Sunday, I'll be back on my own channel with my own stuff here. And we'll be playing some World of Warcraft because I still play that game. I still
Me
do.
too.
I still do. So that's what we're gonna do. We're probably gonna raid actually. I want to do heroic, so if you can do heroic, please queue up because it wasn't going so well
I
last
saw
time.
you in queue yesterday, but I was busy.
Yeah, everyone was busy. I couldn't actually do the queue stuff, so that was kind of
I
sad.
just need to roll on Europe because a lot of my friends are over there now.
Yeah, come play. with me.
Yeah, come play. But first, go away because you have a meeting. So
Yeah, go on, fuck off.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much,
Thanks for
Grant and
having me, Ariana.
Atlas.
It was
Thank you
awesome.
so much. Don't forget to follow them. Exclamation my guest. Exclamation giveaway if you haven't done that yet because we're giving
want a
away
giveaway?
cool stuff.
Free stuff.
Yes, free stuff. Thank you so much. I am going to hurry though so that Atlas can actually make his meeting. You guys are awesome. Stay cool. I'll be back on Sunday. Thanks so much, Grant. Thanks so much, Atlas. Goodbye.